I've seen this mistake more times than I can count in serious gardens. Gardeners spend hundreds on synthetic fertilizers while tossing the weeds they pull up straight into the compost heap or, worse, into the trash. They don't realize that the weeds themselves hold a concentrated arsenal of nutrients that can feed your plants far better than bagged fertilizers. The consequence: slow growth, weaker plants, and wasted potential. Today I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you ferment those garden weeds for 14 days, and why the resulting liquid is a powerhouse that will make your soil hum with life. If you're serious about gardening, make sure you hit subscribe now, because I share results-driven techniques that you won't find anywhere else. When most gardeners talk about fertilizing, they talk about nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in abstract numbers. They rarely talk about microbial life, enzyme activity, or the immediate availability of nutrients. That's the first thing you need to understand. When you ferment weeds, you're not just making a liquid fertilizer. You're creating a biologically active nutrient solution that your plants can absorb almost immediately. In my tests on raised beds, backyard plots, and even hydroponic systems, this liquid consistently outperformed store-bought fertilizers. I start with the weeds. I use a mix of what's growing aggressively in my garden: dandelions, chickweed, nettles, and any other leafy green invaders. Avoid woody or seed-heavy plants. You don't want seeds sprouting in your ferment. Chop them up roughly to increase surface area. For every kilogram of fresh weeds, I add about 1 liter of water. This ratio keeps the mixture fluid enough to ferment evenly, but concentrated enough to pack a nutrient punch. I pour this into a food-grade bucket and cover it loosely. You don't want it airtight. Fermentation needs a bit of oxygen to avoid putrefaction. Next comes the critical ingredient people overlook: a carbohydrate source. I use about 100 grams of sugar or molasses per liter of water in the mix. This feeds the microbes and accelerates the fermentation process. Without it, the weeds just sit there decomposing slowly, and you don't get the same enzymatic activity that turns the mixture into a liquid fertilizer powerhouse. This is where many tutorials fail. They skip the sugar, and the results are weak. During the 14 days, I stir the mixture daily. It doesn't have to be vigorous, just a gentle swirl to keep the weeds submerged and to aerate the liquid a bit. You'll notice the smell developing. It should be tangy and slightly sweet. If it smells rotten or like ammonia, something went wrong. Either the weeds were too old or the sugar-to-water ratio was off. This is why consistent monitoring is key. After 14 days, the liquid is dark, rich, and surprisingly smooth. I strain it to remove the solids. Those solids can go back into the worm composter or layered in a raised bed. They still hold nutrients and won't go to waste. Now comes the application, which is where most gardeners screw it up. This liquid is potent. I dilute it before applying. In soil-grown raised beds, I use 1 part fermented weed liquid to 20 parts water. In a backyard garden, you can go 1 to 10 for very heavy feeders like tomatoes, peppers, or squash. For hydroponic systems, start at 1 to 50 and monitor plant response. You can increase the concentration slowly, but you never want to shock the roots. I apply the liquid at the base of the plants, not on the leaves. There's an ongoing debate in gardening circles about foliar feeding versus soil feeding. My experience is that this liquid works best when the roots get first access to the nutrients and microbes. Within a week, you'll notice accelerated growth, greener leaves, and more robust stems. In hydroponics, it's remarkable how quickly plants absorb the nutrients, but you must monitor pH closely. A pH between 6 and 6.5 works best. One thing I always do alongside this fermentation method is integrate vermicomposting. I've been using the Top Zeon 5-layer worm composter for both indoor and outdoor setups. This bin is compact yet efficient, allowing me to recycle kitchen scraps and leftover plant matter, while producing both nutrient-rich castings and a liquid extract that honestly complements the weed ferment perfectly. The combination of fermented weeds and worm tea is synergistic. Plants grow faster, roots develop denser networks, and soil structure improves dramatically. If you want to check out this worm composter, I've included the link in the description. It's really been a game changer for my gardens. It's worth noting the trade-offs. Fermenting weeds requires a bit of attention daily, and there's a smell to manage, but honestly, it's nothing compared to raw manure or synthetic fertilizers. You also need to be careful with seed heads and woody plants. They can survive the ferment and germinate in your soil. I usually sort these out beforehand or compost them separately. Also, don't over-apply. This liquid is concentrated, and plants don't need huge amounts to respond positively. One of the best parts of this method is that it's entirely adaptable. In raised beds, I soak the soil once a week with diluted liquid, rotating different areas to keep nutrients balanced. In a backyard garden, I use a watering can or hose end sprayer for precision. Even small container gardens benefit. A few tablespoons diluted in a liter of water poured directly into the soil can turn struggling plants into vigorous producers. In hydroponics, I use a small reservoir system and gradually introduce the liquid, keeping EC and pH monitored. Beyond growth metrics, I also notice soil health improves visibly. Microbial activity increases, soil aggregates hold together better, and worms, if you have them in the garden, thrive. The weeds themselves carry minerals that are often missing from conventional fertilizers, and fermenting them makes those minerals bioavailable immediately. I've tracked phosphorus and nitrogen uptake, and honestly, the results consistently outperform commercial products, especially on leafy greens and heavy-feeding vegetables. Another tip for serious gardeners: keep experimenting with different weed mixes. Nettle, for example, is high in iron and potassium, while dandelion brings calcium. Chickweed has trace minerals and enzymes. Fermenting them together creates a balanced brew. You can adjust ratios based on what your garden needs. This is a living system. Paying attention to what your soil is deficient in and tailoring your ferment accordingly makes a real difference. I also want to stress that integrating tools like the Top Zeon worm composter complements this process perfectly. With its 5-stack trays and built-in faucet, you can collect worm tea while your worms work on leftover solids from the weed ferment. It's efficient, odor-controlled, and allows you to keep a constant supply of nutrient-rich liquids. For anyone serious about growing food that actually performs, having both the ferment and a worm bin is invaluable. Again, the link is in the description if you want to grab one. After 14 days, the results speak for themselves. Plants are visibly healthier, leaves are thicker, flowers bloom more consistently, and harvests are heavier. The soil feels alive. It's easy to work with and retains moisture better. If you've been relying on synthetic fertilizers or tossing weeds without realizing their value, you're leaving a lot on the table. Fermentation of garden weeds isn't just a method, it's a philosophy, using what's already abundant in your garden to create more abundance. To wrap up, remember that this method isn't complicated, but it does require commitment and observation. You need to monitor the ferment daily, apply diluted properly, and integrate with soil life. Do it consistently, and the payoff is massive. Stronger plants, healthier soil, and a garden that thrives without the need for expensive artificial fertilizers. If you want more practical, results-driven gardening hacks like this, subscribe to the Farm Logic channel and click the notification bell. Share this video with gardeners you know who want real results, not surface-level tips. Growing better food isn't about spending more money. It's about understanding and working with your garden. Use what you have, nurture it correctly, and the soil and your plants will reward you. And don't forget to check the description for the Top Zeon worm composter I mentioned. It's a simple tool that makes collecting liquid fertilizer and managing organic waste so much easier.